Do you want to see how quick and easy you can design and whip up a couple of different sort of boxes on your laser cutter? Stick with us and we'll show you how. G'day guys, Kieran here from KJH Woodworking and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through how to make a simple box design using a website as well as Lightburn. We're going to show you how simple it is to make boxes like these or like these, which are a nice functional way to clean up the workshop or the kids' room. Or you can whip up some cool gifts like the one below. You can even add cool custom designs to your box to make certain gifts, just like Heather, my wife, who made this candle box for Valentine's Day, which we sell on our Etsy store. You could easily make it for birthdays, weddings, whatever you like, by adding different images and text. Let's jump on the computer and we'll show you how to do it. Okay, so we've come inside. Don't judge the background. We will fix that eventually, probably this year. So stay tuned for an office revamp. But first thing you're gonna wanna do is look at your screen, and just to the bottom right of the video, you'll see a thumbs up. Smash that button. We are gonna jump to a website that is called MakerCase. So what MakerCase is a website designed for making boxes. So it takes all the guesswork out. We're gonna start with our basic box. That is what we used for our pencil box as well as our candle box after we added a few bits and pieces. Okay, I'm going to change over to millimeters because I'm Australian and, well, I like millimeters. But basically, you're just going to go through here and you're going to enter whatever size you want to make your box. So, for example, let's go a 150 by 100 by 50. Very random size, but that's what we're going with. Then you're going to put in your material thickness. With a basic box, there's nothing too crazy. Just pick your dimension. So if you're using 3mm or 6mm or whatever you're using, just pick your dimension. You can select custom thickness here. And so if you're using a 2.5, you can add 2.5, open or close. Basically, do you want a lid? Pencil box, no lid, perfect. And then down here, you can select your fingers or T-joints. I don't use the T-joint, I use the fingers. So we then go ahead and select our size of our fingers. Basically, I like to use a few more than 3, but you can use whatever you like, whatever you want it to look like. And as you slide this slider, you can see in the image, let's zoom in, you can see the finger size is changing. So that looks pretty good there. I am happy with that. And then all you go, download the plans. You can choose down here to leave the labels on or get rid of them. Or when you put it into Lightburn, you can put them on a toolpath. So then they're not actually going to cut. So basically you're going to download it as a DXF. I like to use DXF. You can use SVG, but I like a DXF file. And then it downloads here and you can open that directly into Lightburn and then cut that out. We will go through Lightburn in a second, but let's just show you the other options here. So if you jump back on the home screen, you also have a divider box. This is what I used for my compartment box for my tool storage. So I use this a lot because it's so easy to do. All you're gonna do, again, you're just gonna pick your size, whatever size you want it. Say you want it to be 300 by 300 at 50 millimeters high. There you go. There's your compartments. Say you want to increase the number of rows or increase the number of columns, you can make that a 5 by 5. All of a sudden you have 25 compartments. Okay, so there we go. So you can also, again, change your material thickness. Now here is what I like to do when I'm making a compartment box. I like to get my ply or whatever material I'm using to take some calipers and actually measure the width of your material. Because this is going to be interlocking. If you say it's 3 millimeters and it's actually 2.5 or it's actually 2.7, that can pose a problem. So you want to get your exact measurement. This is 3 millimeter ply. As I measure it, it is actually 2.48. So the factory thickness said it was 3 millimeters. If I was to go 3 millimeters, my box would not work. So we're going to go custom 2.48. That is going to give me a really tight fit. If you wanted some tolerance, you could increase that to 2.5, but we're going to keep it as we measured it. And again, down here, you can change your fingers, which in this case only changes the bottom. So you can see there. So pick whatever you're comfortable with and then save that and put that into Lightburn. Okay, so now we will bring up Lightburn and all I'm going to do is drag it straight across. So as you can see, we have our box. So this is going to be a pencil box. Currently, all of our lettering is going to get cut out. So I'm going to go down the bottom here and turn that into a toolpath, which basically means the lettering will stay, but it will not get cut out on the laser. Then I'm going to go ahead and just drop that into my front corner. Make sure all my settings are correct. My 40-watt laser is currently out of action, so I'm currently cutting this on a 10-watt laser, so it's going to take some time, but you get the picture. So that is how simple it is. We can throw this straight into the laser, cut that out, and we're good to go. Let's show you a bit more of a complex one. So this is your compartment box. As you can see, everything is laid out for you nicely, and then you can throw that straight on your laser, cut that out, and then we'll show you how we go about assembling it. There is not a lot to it. It's pretty straightforward, but we'll show you the power of this by grabbing a basic box, just an enclosed box, throwing some images in it, and then you can see exactly what you can create with this system. So we're just going to go up here and go File, New. We are going to bring our website back. And we're just going to go a basic box. We're going to go to millimeters. We're going to make it 125, 125, 125. Nice square. We are going to use, again, 2.5 mil material because that is what we have on hand. We want to keep this as a closed box. We are going to put some fingers in and we're going to go there. We're going to download that box. We are going to leave our text on there so we know what is what when we go to put our images on, because we wouldn't want to put an image on the bottom by mistake. We are going to download that, jump back into Lightburn, drag that straight over, position that at our X and Y, our 0, 0. Do the same as before. I'm just holding Shift here to select all of my letters. And that gives us our basic template for our candle design. Now we can go ahead and throw whatever images we like at that to make it our own. So on the front, for example, we're going to make the Happy Valentine's Day box that you saw before. So on the front, we're going to put Happy Valentine's Day 2023. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go through each section. I'm going to group them together so we don't accidentally move them. Now I'm going to go my text. So on the front, whoops. Okay, so we need to put that on a toolpath. So 0, 0, which is my cut. We missed an apostrophe. Now what we want to do is select our face or our side that it is going to go on. And we want to check the dimensions. So we're 125 by 125. We want to make sure, we want to keep this in off each edge by say 10 mil. Up here we can lock. So there's a little lock there, which effectively locks our aspect ratio of our width to height. So now we can make this 105. We know that is going to keep us 10 millimeters off each side. We can make this bold. Again, we'll whip that back to 105. Okay, now to center the text up with our box, the easiest way to do that is, or the easiest way that I know to do that is to select the box. If you change the point of reference to the center here, you now know that your center of that particular box that you have highlighted is 62.5. So if I select this again, if I make this 62.5, 62.5, bang. We know that is now center. We are going to group that and our front is done. For our bottom, because that is going to be where our candles sit, we are going to make a rectangle. So now we're going to unlock that. We're going to make that rectangle 105 by 105. Select, find the center of the bottom, which is 318.5 by 190.5. 318.5, 190.5, bang, we're centered, and group. Now we got two done. Now we just need to jump online and find ourselves some images that we can use to cut these out. I highly recommend using free to use images or purchasing a bundle. You can jump on Etsy, Design Bundle, you can jump on a number of different places and actually purchase the use of silhouettes for this exact scenario. Alternatively, you can trace the image. So you can trace an image. So effectively what you're doing is tracing the outline of an image. I've just picked a free stock standard heart, nothing special. You right click and you go down to trace image and see how you can see that purple outline. That is going to be your image that has been traced. And there you can see you now have the outline of that image. I can delete the original. I can make this, so let's lock our aspect ratio. I'm going to make this 100 and we're going to make this the top. If you're using a candle box, I highly advise making the top quite open, simply to allow heat to escape, as well as gives you a good access point to light the candles. So again, we are going to go over to our top. So again, we're referencing off our center. Now we can pop that in. That gives us our center there. We want to group that and there, bang. And then you can go on and continue that until you've got all of your images done. I'll show you our exact one that we made, which gives you a good idea of what we achieved. And you can see we've got all our images there. Exact same scenario as before. We have our toolpath where we have all of our labeling, followed by our cut path for everything else. And then to give you another example, we have a birthday version. So exact same scenario, but a happy birthday version. So you can use this for whatever you want to, but it all stems from the simplicity of being able to make a box. Let's jump to the workshop, cut these out, get them assembled, and see how they turn out. Okay, so we are gonna load this up with some walnut ply. We're gonna quickly home the machine, set the focal length, and then we're ready to cut. There are two main ways of assembling the boxes. For the simple boxes, I like to use wood glue and blue tape, or in my case, green tape, because I ran out of blue tape. So just apply the glue and then tape it up nice and tight, and then you can let that dry and then pull the tape off. The other option, which is particularly good for your more complicated boxes, is to use CA glue and activator, because this would be incredibly tedious to apply the wood glue with the small brush, and then trying to tape this up would just be a nightmare. CA glue and activator is your best friend when it comes to the complicated boxes. And that, my friends, is a simple way to design and create a box on your computer and laser cutter. You can jazz it up to make gifts or functional storage solutions for the home or the workshop. If you've liked this video, smash that thumbs up button, because it helps us spread to more people, which is greatly appreciated as it helps the channel grow. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. We think you're going to love what we've linked on the screen. Otherwise, guys, we will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.